better show up in this film. There better be a palpable palpy. I'll be distraught. That's what I'm looking forward to the most, honestly.
Or I'll drown myself in palpy pulp juice.
You're gonna be a little bit disappointed.
No!
Yeah.
It is not as good as we would hope.
There is not
as in, we would hope Palpatine wouldn't come back, because narratively that should not happen.
No.
But if you are gonna do it, and you're committed to making a bad film, have him everywhere, please, dear God. That sounds amazing.
Like if he's going off, just...
One of the reasons Revenge of the Sith is so good is because it's just Palpatine having the best day of his life.
He's having a blast.
For the entire movie.
I love when he's like trying to kill Yoda with the little...
yeah, when he could just do anything else to him, but he's like, I'm gonna throw the Senate at you.
And then he's like,
He's having so much fun. And so is Ian McDiarmid, very clearly.
Yeah.
All right.
Now all he gets to say is, roll it again.
All right. Act 3 on Octo now.
No more pores.
Oh, right. Because he's a squid. Kid.
Follow...
Octo Planet. Sorry, my Splatoon days came back to me for a moment. Every time you said the Octo Planet, I'm just like, are you talking about the Octo Children? From Splatoon, my favorite franchise?
All right.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Following her experience on the Death Star, Rey returns to the island on Octo. Throughout the course of the film, she has given in to her aggression, nearly killed her friend by unleashing a stream of lightning on a ship. Learned that she is... excuse me, I'm burpy. Nearly, that's good for a podcast. Learned that
pat the baby on the back.
My back is fine.
No, we're burping the baby.
They're burping the baby.
Burpy baby.
Burpy baby.
Careful, I'll spit up on you.
I mean, it's your computer, man.
I would turn to the left or right and spit up on either.
Now we'll see what you really are, left or right.
Bringing it back. Learned that she's the descendant of the Sith Lord who reduced the Jedi to numbers that they have yet to recover from even half a century later. That is such a depressing line.
Yeah, it should be in the film.
50 years later, and the Jedi still aren't back.
Nice job,
Thanks
Jake.
a lot, guys.
Oh,
wow.
Boy.
We had an entire book series where Luke brought the Jedi back. And it was great.
It's very nice.
And he even has, I will allow this, that he has some of the same thought processes that Jake Skywalker has in Last Jedi. Some very slight same thoughts, as in the Jedi were flawed. And Jake Skywalker draws the conclusion that they should go away, and he should go away, and the Sith should rule. Because that's stupid. But in the books, he's like, well, I'll restart the Jedi Order, but I'll do it better.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty logical...
Very logical.
Course
very good idea. In fact, I would go so far as to say that is exactly what the films were alluding would happen. I would say that's what they were suggesting was going to happen.
Or even maybe
so
JJ was saying that.
It seems like so much so that someone would write an entire book series about it.
Almost as if.
Almost as if.
Almost as if.
Wow. Alright, so what happens next?
Okay.
Does Luke show up?
She saw her vision of herself as a servant of darkness, stabbed her enemy through the chest in anger. The most recent encounter with Kylo was the last straw, and Rey has now made the decision to follow the example set by Jake Skywalker and exile herself on the island where the Jedi began. Rey scuttles the ship she stole from Kylo and throws the repaired lightsaber originally constructed by Anakin Skywalker in after it.
Oh my God.
No.
A ghostly hand snatches the lightsaber out of thin air as it's being thrown.
Oh no!
Because ghosts can interact with the real world
How
now.
that
That's great.
Didn't you see that Ben Kenobi sat on a stump that one time?
You have heard that argument. That one is so dumb. It's like, Holograms are sitting on chairs, but they're not interacting with the goddamn chair. It's
They're
a
just trying to
freaking,
work with the
it's
physics.
a projection. It's to make you
They're
comfortable.
not affecting it.
Obviously, Obi-Wan, and it's there so Alec Guinness can have a seat. He's an old man, okay?
Come on.
The man needs to sit down.
It's
God.
so dumb. What a dumb idea.
Oh, pretty bad. Pretty terrible.
It's Jake Skywalker.
Whoa! He's just hiding in the ocean the whole time.
For the record, I've done a Control F, replace all with the word Luke, replaced it with the word Jake because
I figured that out.
being canonical.
Yeah, right.
Just being
you
canonical.
have to, people make that typo all the time.
Jake's conversation with Rey is said to be encouraging, yet realistically grim in tone. I don't personally know how you can mesh those two together.
Realistic, but grim in tone.
No, encouraging yet realistically grim.
I feel like it's just like really.
That just sounds like being a realist and being like, "Listen, Rey, you screwed up."
Being like an optimistic, realistic. But like
you can fix it, but you screwed up.
Like acknowledging, like this is you done goofed, but like you got this. You have to fix. Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't help you.
Yeah, because Jake Skywalker is that's it's his default position on life. That seems very in character for this out of character.
I wonder if Jake Skywalker misses his pole jumping fishing technique.
Yeah.
I wonder if he can do that as a ghost now.
Yeah, Jake knows firsthand what it's like to face Palpatine, and that it's not an easy task. Rey must confront Palpatine in the same way that Luke once had to confront Vader.
Oh,
Jake encourages Rey by telling her of the faith Leia had in her. She saw the potential within her.
Okay, she's dead, right?
And
Leia. Okay, right.
Not potential, the very realized full power of Rey, which is astronomical and insane.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you saw that? Wow, great job.
Good eyes. And hoped that Rey would be able to restore balance to the Force. Once more, just as Anakin once did. Rey supposedly asks to speak to Leia at one point, but Luke responds by telling her that Leia has not yet completed her training, and he cannot yet feel her distinctive consciousness within the Force.
Okay.
So they're saying that there's a training process to Force Afterlife, and that's maybe how Yoda got to interact physically with the world?
The Clone Wars talked about that, how there is some sort of like meditation you have to go through to become a Force ghost after death. I've never been a huge fan of that idea.
No.
I've always kind of thought that the Force would just kind of
choose like what happens.
If in general you've been a good person, ended your life on the light side, and you're a well-trained Force user, I always figure you should be a ghost. But I get that's apparently not what George Lucas's plan was. So.
I always kind of thought that like Force ghosts kind of got to was this nebulous force that whoever was writing the script got to choose who became. That's kind of what I
mean, you're very right about that.
Yeah.
So
it is probably one of I say this lightly. It's one of the weaker elements of the original trilogy, but it's barely weak.
It's a nice thing.
It's
It doesn't
plausible.
matter. I don't think it matters.
Yeah, no,
I
it
think
doesn't
originally-
cause a problem. It's just one of the few things that in the original trilogy is really unexplained, and yeah, it's not a problem.
And I think in the original trilogy, I don't know if like George Lucas obviously had his whole story in mind, but I feel like it seemed like because there were so few Jedi that people in the audience would just assume, oh, they were Jedi, so they became a ghost.
Yeah.
And that's just what happens to Jedi.
But then he kind of in Clone Wars decided that there's
it's an exclusive
there's
thing, I guess.
there's a training you have to undergo to become a Force ghost.
But I feel like
I don't know.
didn't it end with like
Yeah, because you're talking about
Kinda
the
odd.
4-parter with Yoda at the end of the Clone Wars season 6. I
didn't make it through that.
I think I've only watched those episodes twice. Because they're whack. They're really weird.
It's like Yellow Submarine, Star Wars edition. What is going on?
the yellow escape pod.
Yeah. Time to abandon ship!
All right. By the end of their conversation, Rey is re-energized for the seemingly insurmountable task that lies ahead of her just that easily, and agrees to leave the island. Having destroyed the ship she used to come to Octo,
Leia flies.
Jake raises... That would be great. Jake raises his own X-Wing, previously seen submerged in the coves of the island in Last Jedi,
Forehead
to
slap.
allow Rey to face Palpatine.
Forehead slap.
In addition to the Starfighter, Luke gifts Rey with a lightsaber that once belonged to Leia. He tells her how Leia left her saber with Luke when she stopped training. Why would you do that? Just take it with you. It's still a really good weapon.
I would kind of want it.
I would want it.
Leia could have handed this off to you herself, but she died.
He then points Rey to where he kept it safe in his hut. Rey boards the X-Wing armed with the court. So this was just on Octo and all of Last Jedi.
I mean, that's alright.
So was his green saber, I guess. I think technically that's in like a single shot in Last Jedi or something. Or like it's in a book. Rey boards the X-Wing armed with the coordinates for Palpatine's location obtained from Vader's Wayfinder and leaves the planet. The Resistance's jungle base. After returning to the jungle base, several things happen. After seeing the sacrifice made by 3PO, R2 reveals that... You didn't see it. You must have just heard about it. R2 reveals that he has a backup of 3PO's memories in his archive and is able to restore the droid to a mostly whole state. Wow! How convenient!
So your movie is filler.
Yeah, everything gets
Every
undone.
emotional moment in your film is just filler. That's meaningless.
My sources believe this backup memory to have been created sometime around the time of The Force Awakens. It's an older C-3PO, but it's better than no 3PO at all.
Hey, at least you won't remember the Last Jedi events anymore.
Jealous.
We all wish we could have that happen to us.
Oh, man.
Lando re-enters the story, having changed his mind for no reason, coming to the jungle base and wanting to help however he can. It is at this time that Rey begins transmitting coordinates into the unknown regions obtained from the Wayfinder to the Resistance. The Resistance mobilizes, readying themselves for the impending conflict. Why? You don't know what you're going towards. You don't know what you're going to fight.
It's like how the Avengers all knew Thanos was the big bad before they even met him.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Someday I'm gonna do a video on those movies. Many videos.
I'm gonna make like 7 batches of popcorn for myself.
Just sit through.
And just like
A lifetime supply.
tuck myself in, get a tankard of beer, and then like just like sit down and just listen to the decades of critiques.
Genuinely, like this month or next month, I want to watch Iron Man and just write an analysis of it.
OG Iron Man?
Yeah, and I'm just gonna do that for all the films in order.
Oh wow!
And they're probably gonna be like an hour long.
Why? I can't believe you're skipping a Hulk movie.
Hulk actually came out after Iron Man, I believe.
What?
I looked it up recently.
My brain is...
Let me look it up now.
I could have sworn...
Because Nick Fury is in it.
Yeah, that confused me too when I read about that because I always thought it came out before, but I guess not.
I always kind of enjoyed that movie personally.
Yeah, it came out later. It came out a month later. Yeah, that's crazy to me. Because I was looking up the list for my videos, and because I specifically wanted to know where it was so I could skip it.
You should write a review of it.
No, I'm not, because I want to look at the MCU, and it's not really part of the MCU.
It's not.
We
could do something like maybe once you finish.
It's
the
been
MCU.
exiled.
It has.
I just don't really have an interest in it because
it was bad.
I know it's not particularly good,
and it only has Stark and the Colonel guy.
Yeah, it's just like it's not relevant to the MCU like at all.
No.
So I just don't really care. Like
That
the
makes
entire
sense.
MCU wrote it off.
Well,
It's just
actually,
like
in the post-credit scene,
oh god.
Tony Stark is talking about hiring the Hulk as part of the Avengers film, which I think is very relevant to the series as a whole.
Anyway,
All right, let's keep going.
Episode 9.
Let's keep going.
Rey follows the coordinates found in the Wayfinder to the same spot Kylo did earlier in the film. Rey lands outside the giant cube, the Allspark, floating above the ground, and makes her way through the same underground passages. The cube, composed of black rock, floats several meters above the ground and is so massive that one corner cannot be seen in the frame when the camera is at another. Wow! So cool.
You could probably.
Why did he
It's a
have that
cube.
detail in here?
There's this thing called perspective, my guy.
When you're at one end of a really big thing, generally you can't see the other end. I'm at this end of this couch. I can't see the other end. Whoa! It's a couch.
It's like, okay, how do I
God,
describe
yeah.
a massive black cube in a cool way?
I live in a 3D space, and I
thought my life was Mario Maker. What?
A paper man
This is
lives in a
shocking.
paper house.
I am the paper man.
Is he made of paper, or is he made of house, or is the house made of flesh? He screams, for he does not know. Okay, as Rey travels down into the depths of the planet, giant Sith statues can be seen. Were they not in the same scene earlier when Kylo was here?
No,
They're here now.
All the loyalists just got busy.
They got
really
real busy. Where Rey and Kylo's experience begin to differ come in with where Rey discovers Palpatine. Palpatine is not in the same chamber that Kylo discovered him in, but in a huge arena, surrounded by Sith loyalists in dark cloaks in the grandstands. Okay.
Episode 2. Wait, do they get stabbed? And do they all go?
and then one eyeless Rohanian lets an arrow loose and it hits the loyalist and he falls over and they're all like
And then Palpy's like, let the final battle begin.
so it begins.
Dun,
dun, dun,
Oh, and then halfway through the fight, a Nazgul breaks through the fourth wall.
and just bites Rey in half.
Yes, please.
But then she touches
No.
her abdomen and regrows
And
her legs.
regrows it and then stabs it because she's also a woman. just
And
Just
she
like
touches
Aelin.
her legs and regrows her top half, and now there's 2 Reys. And that's the new Force dyad. 2 perfect Reys.
Wow. Now one can be dark side and the other one can be happy and follow the light side.
yeah.
Because that's what balance is. Having equal amounts of dark and light. That's definitely George
It's not
Lucas'
like-
original attention.
Aye, Captain.
He's
It's not like the dark
definitely
side
that
is bleeding the force of
stupid.
energy or something.
It's not like he's described the dark side as a cancer on the force and balance is having only light side. It's not like he said that, like literally
Guys,
said that.
I feel seesaws are bad. I feel like seesaws should have been banned in like the 20th century because people get confused when talking about Star Wars. That's the only reason it should be banned.
When I think of the force, I think of a seesaw.
Because that's what I thought of for like a decade and a half. But I was wrong. But it's not the first time, my guys.
Okay. Palpatine is being supported by some kind of mechanical arm, possibly connecting him to life support machinery. Rey begins to confront Palpatine. And he zaps her and she disintegrates in the end.
Yay!
During this conversation, Sidious reportedly confirms Rey's lineage and goads her on to take up a lightsaber and strike me down. Very much like how he encouraged Luke to do the same thing 30 years prior, almost as if we're lifting whole scenes wholesale from the original trilogy.
Copyright?
And telling her that only in killing him will she gain the power needed to save her friends. Really? Really, guys?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Palpatine also apparently makes statements alluding to the belief that Vader could not betray Luke due to their familial bond, and that same kind of bond would ultimately cause Rey to do what the Emperor wishes. So Vader couldn't kill Luke because they were related. Hey, but Rey, you can kill me because we're related.
No, it's because Vader didn't want Luke to kill him. Emperor wants him to kill him, so he's like, "You'll do what I want." Either way, that doesn't
I don't
make
care.
sense.
It's stupid.
That's dumb.
So-
Palpy, what's going on in that
I
mind of
was
yours?
just,
What
I
are
was
you
just
thinking?
thinking about this. This is like the most legal copyright of all time.
Oh yeah, like straight up, they have been lifting stuff from the original trilogy
I mean-
like crazy this whole time.
I know. I'm like,
I'm
I
scared
knew,
that
like,
this isn't recording. Okay, it is recording.
no, I was like, I knew the Force Awakens. I like everyone was like, "Oh, Force Awakens," and then the Last Jedi was kind of like much looser on like the carbon copy, but it still took a lot of things.
Yeah,
but this is just like scene by scene, most likely frame by frame
like,
copy.
well, the throne room part when Kylo takes Rey into Snoke's room, and then there's that whole bit that it's literally shot for shot, line for line, the scene from Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not even joking, they use the same words and the same shots, in the same order. But yeah, A New Hope's plot, or
There's a big difference.
Force
between-
Awakens plot is lifted very much from A New Hope.
But he
And
included
then-
stuff to.
But he did include a few different things,
Yeah,
but
I
it's
know.
still very much a copy. And
that
Last
maybe wasn't his
Jedi,
fault.
Last Jedi begins with Empire Strikes Back, and then goes into the middle of Empire Strikes Back, and then has a weird B plot that no one in their right mind would ever write, and then has the end of Return of the
He
Jedi,
must have been in
and then
his
goes
life.
back to the start of Empire
Empire.
Strikes Back. What a weird ass movie.
He must-
People would have hated Empire if it came out today.
Wow! Is that why you copied it?
He
The
mu-
big Ryan Johnson at it again.
He must have been in his left mind.
Ah!
Oh!
All
Alright.
right. During his taunts, the sickly Sith opens the roof of the stadium chamber
Whoa.
revealing that the sky above is filled with Star Destroyers, soon to be embroiled in conflict with the approaching Resistance. As the battle between the First Order / Empire and the Resistance begins to rage in the skies above them, Rey gives in to the Emperor's command and decides to strike him down. Through means that are still a bit foggy to me, Ben Solo was able to leave the wreckage of the Death Star and his former persona behind and travel to Exegol with the purpose of joining Rey to help her face down Sidious. Before leaving the Death Star wreckage, Ben abandoned Kylo's lightsaber, so now he's walking into a... Stop calling them as two different people.
Yeah,
Kylo
not.
leaves the Death Star wreckage, and
Yeah.
Kylo abandons Kylo's lightsaber, so now he's walking into a war zone with no weapon.
Good job. But he
That's
has
dumb
love
of you.
or something.
It's wow, symbolic, but that was stupid. When he arrives on the planet, he encounters the Knights of Ren, who are guarding the entrance to the arena where Rey and Sidious are. They're here now. Ben Kylo, I'm gonna keep saying Kylo, reportedly dispatches each of them using only the Force.
Yo,
That's
And
great.
now they're dead.
Wait.
And that plot line's just gone again.
Did he disarm them or kill them?
He kills them.
My dude, what?
Great guards he had.
I mean,
there,
maybe he
Palpy.
knocks them unconscious, but they're out of
Why
the
does
fight.
Palpatine have them there? They're like Kylo's boys.
Like,
They're like little
this
noobs.
is hysterical to me because Ryan Johnson said he didn't put the Knights of Ren in The Last Jedi because all he would have done with them is make them be the Praetorian Guards, the red guys, and they would have just died anyway. And JJ does the same exact damn thing.
Knights of Ren were super
Oh,
cool
maybe.
idea.
Well, oh wait, all the red guys did die. 'Cause
They
I was
could-
gonna say
I-
if they had survived, they could have put on like gray armor or whatever.
Dude,
and
why
come back.
weren't the Knights of Ren the antagonists in Last Jedi?
They should have been.
That's what they should have been.
Uh-huh.
It
Yeah.
should have been a huge.
But
part of
Ryan
that.
Johnson is a massive prick. And it's like, I don't care
And
about
then-
that.
And then just have
Like he
Snoke
says,
be the
they
antagonist
would
in
have just
this
been the
movie.
Praetorian Guards, and I would have killed them. So I did JJ a favor. It's like, no, you should have wrote your film
No,
differently
you
to incorporate the story of the guy. Who
Ryan,
wrote the
you
one
relegated
right.
responsibility for the Knights of Ren.
Every time he talks about writing that story, and every time a sequel trilogy defender talks about how the story is written, They talk about it like it fell from heaven into Ryan Johnson's lap and was dictated to be exactly that way, and he couldn't change it. That's just how the story had to be. Like, he's like, oh, I had to do this, I had to do that, and people who defend him is like, he just had to do that. There was no way he could have done anything else. It's like, he could have written anything he wanted.
Yeah.
And he wrote The Last Jedi.
Pretty much the worst thing he could have written.
Wow.
Just about.
There are a few worse choices you could have made. After doing this, he enters the arena as Rey is about to strike the Emperor using Leia's blade. Kylo grabs Anakin's lightsaber and warns Rey to reconsider what she is about to do, to not kill the Emperor in anger. Seeing Kylo arrive pleases Sidious. He then uses his power to bond them together, okay, and begins to siphon power from that bond and direct it into himself.
Yeah, Penelope, come on, baby. All right, he better like kick some butt here.
What kind of kinky
As the power
Yeah, he's like
flows into him.
So they're just like banging, and then he's like taking the force.
He's watching. Oh God.
He's like,
Okay, all right.
We're stopping this joke before it continues.
As the power flows into him, the once silky and decrepit, but silky? The once silky Palpatine stands tall and strong once again, restoring himself to a much younger, healthier state.
Okay.
attaboy.
Wow, that CG transition's gonna hurt my soul.
The theory right now. So Matt Smith is supposed to be in Rise of Skywalker. The theory right now is that he replaces Ian McDiarmid in this sequence.
Please no.
As young Palpatine. So that'll
It depends on how young we're going.
that'll suck a lot.
He's
That'll
gonna
be
be
terrible.
like 7.5.
It's like Sky High. The pacifier gets reduced to a baby.
No,
And
Then he
Mr.
can
wait,
Peace.
guys, theory time. He's the broom boy the whole time.
That was Sidious.
And
Yes.
Mr. Peace. I regret to inform you that I have made boo-boo.
Good film.
While this action is happening on the ground, much more explosive events are happening in the sky.
What?
Whoa! The Resistance and the First Order are locked in battle.
Locked.
How can the Resistance even
Like. Stay
He has
alive.
an armada of ships that can blow up planets.
Like legit, it'd be a wall of Death Star lasers.
And the Resistance, last I checked, the Resistance had the Falcon and nothing else.
Oh right, yeah, they have like.
When did
Ryan
they get
Johnson's-
more ships?
Yeah, because Last Jedi.
Last
was all
Jedi
about, like,
ends
our
with
ships
the
are
entire
are
Resistance
depleted.
obliterated. There are 30 guys left on the Falcon. Who? What?
I'm guessing that'll be established in the
How?
1 year gap.
Oh,
In-
yeah,
in
yeah.
There
the-
was some
He'll
throwaway
build up their
line
skill
that was
No,
like,
he'll
can
give
do it in a
JJ
year.
will give them a new army in the title crawl.
yeah.
It will be a year has passed
They met
and
with this
everyone in the
faction.
galaxy has rallied to join the Resistance. Like,
Yikes.
oh, okay. Even though the end of the Last Jedi, the Resistance calls for help and literally no one answers. Like literally, people
was like
respond
one
and
person.
say no.
Wasn't there one faction? That
No,
did
but
or
it was the
something?
sacrifice
No,
of
no
purple hair lady and that cool CGI. That was the thing that brought them all together.
That brought young Oliver Twist.
That
Jedi.
that seriously, he looks like
It's
that whole sequence feels like such a weird mashup. You have Harry Potter animals, Oliver Twist kids, in a freaking like
Where was it? It was like
horse racing. Like
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah, it's Secretariat,
What-
Harry Potter, and
what
Oliver Twist.
bad aesthetic
Okay.
meshing. Like
The colors
bleh.
of that film were just a disaster.
Hmm?
The colors of that film.
Oh, I hate the way that movie looks. Everybody talks about how pretty that movie is. I never thought it looked very good.
I gotta rewatch it to remember what I thought was pretty.
Sure.
Yeah,
I
I
ju-
haven't seen it since it came out.
All I know
Yeah.
is there's this
I only saw it that one
stupid,
time.
dumb yellow color filter over the entire movie.
Hmm.
There's a yellow color grading over the entire film, and I hate it. It's kind of orange too. It's like a gold.
Okay.
It's awful.
weird.
Like, compare the end of Force Awakens, that shot of Luke on the island, to the first shot in Last Jedi that extends that scene. It's like blue. It's like blue 11 a.m. lighting, gold 6 p.m. in the summer lighting.
I mean, they have
And
been
it's
standing there for like over
Right.
9 months.
That's clearly, canonically, she was just like, they're holding the lightsaber out for 6 hours.
No, Lucas, not for 6 hours. For 12 months.
Oh, for a whole year. and that explains how that fixes the time gap.
Yeah.
So
there we go.
she
It's
was
all better now.
meditating the whole time, so that's why she's so
She's like,
She got
improved in her power levels in that
Yeah.
film because she was standing there meditating for a year.
there we go.
She survived off the
Maybe Luke gave her
that
all
gave
of his
Luke
powers.
time to get
the
super
dew of a
salty.
single ginkgo leaf and the energy of the universe.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, her right forearm, we got super buff though. Like, super buff.
The details I have on what happens during this branch of the plot are a bit sparse at the moment, but here's what I have been told. The Resistance arrives and they are confronted with hundreds of Palpatine's Sith Star Destroyers. Their goal is to take out the flagship of the destroyers, where General Pride is located. Whoop-de-doo, what's that going to do?
I don't know.
Here's what it's going to do. Taking out the flagship will supposedly sever communications with the rest of the fleet
Okay.
and prevent them from being able to navigate the perils of the unknown regions. So,
Wait.
So-
Their Sith ships can blow up planets, but they can't navigate.
They can't drive
but they can't
themselves.
drive around. They need a flagship to tell them where to go, and if you take out the flagship,
All the
they
radios are
crash
down.
into each other, and what, the void of space? Where are they? What's going on?
In the trailers, there's like lightning everywhere.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that. We'll get
Oh.
to that.
Oh no!
Oh,
not the
yes.
lightning.
Oh, yes.
Ray, what have you
Is
done?
it Yoda?
Oh.
Goes Yoda, freaking like
He's like,
I'm back.
fire and ice, baby. Yeah.
The sacred Jedi text. I'm surprised those didn't pop up at all.
was bad, did you? At one point during the battle, Finn and Janna, joined by others, but exactly who is not clear to me right now, land on Pride's flagship to destroy it. They recognize this as essentially a suicide mission, but Finn and Janna in particular see the price they
Wait,
may
Lucas,
have to
Do
pay.
you see what they've done? They have a pride flag in this movie.
Pride's flagship! Pride's flag! They're gonna destroy it! Disney's They're destroying the Pride! This movie, dare I say it, leans right.
Oh my gosh. Kathleen Kennedy is a homophobe.
Oh my
He's a feminist homophobe.
Oh boy.
There's no intersectionality there.
Yeah, yikes.
Not at all.
They
Pride flag.
see
No.
they see the price they may have to pay as where. See, this is hysterical because people say, well, Disney wouldn't have had Admiral Akbar do the suicide ram instead because that would be Akbar doing a suicide bombing. Oh, that's political. We can't do that."
Wait,
But they have blowing up the Pride flag. So tell me again why Disney wouldn't do Admiral Akbar doing a ram.
Are they?
People have made that argument.
Wait, actually?
Yes. People have genuinely made the argument.
They think that,
they
it's
couldn't-
someone
they
yelling, Allah Akbar, is like someone saying,
Well, obviously,
Akbar.
obviously he wouldn't have done that. But
no,
he-
but like, he's
they're saying
Wow.
that if Admiral Akbar had done Holdo's suicide ram,
I mean, maybe we got a couple funny memes, but that's it.
yeah, I mean, genuinely, that could have rivaled the "It's a Trap" meme
Yeah.
by
yeah.
having him, like, I don't know, like
With just
this
like
is silly, and I kind of wouldn't want it to happen. But it would definitely be better than what we got.
Yeah.
He swings around the ship, and like he looks straight at the bridge, and he's like, it's a trap. And he just grabs the supremacy. Like, that would... It's stupid. Because
really
there's
dumb.
no reason for him to self-reference something he said 30 years ago.
No.
Like, he wouldn't remember that.
Fan service.
But
in
it
mind.
would be really silly and funny
It
and
would be
definitely
great.
better than the nonsense we got.
Okay,
know.
yeah,
It still shouldn't be a hyperspace ram because it breaks the universe, but
You know.
I like it.
But even besides that,
it's pretty, I guess. But it still breaks.
No,
the
no,
world.
yeah. I know. I think like I'm all for like military tactics and stuff, and like that's a dope ass tactic.
I think it would have been fine if he had just accelerated really fast and just rammed into it before they could move, because supremacy does not turn on a dime. They're not gonna escape
doesn't
before
move
the
at all.
Radis just hits
Yeah.
the bridge.
in fact, it's slower than their faster ships.
The resistance ships are smaller and lighter and are staying just out of range of our blaster.
of our
bombs.
laser guns.
What?
Okay, we won't send
Dude,
any of the billions
dude.
of TIE fighters we have. We'll just slowly chase them
so
until
stupid.
they
So,
run
like,
out of fuel and
it's
fall
so
backwards
dumb.
in space.
I want.
Why do they fall backwards when they run out of... You would keep coasting on it. You literally could turn off your engines after you reach maximum speed and just coast.
Even though
The fuel didn't ever need to be a problem.
even though in space there's not really a maximum speed
Well,
until
I
your-
assume
until your hull starts ripping
yes,
itself
the
apart.
speed before the hull just starts unable to take the strain.
Okay, so I was thinking about this just a moment ago. So you know how lasers will travel infinitely in space unless
Yeah, they sure will.
So I want like an entire like a short film
about all the lasers
about
from
all
the space
lasers
battles.
from the space battles, like hitting someone's home or just like messing with a cat or something.
Yeah, I definitely don't want that as like a real thing, but like as a
No, but as like a little
comedy
goofy
thing, that'd be
thing.
great.
Yes.
It'd be great. I mean, I imagine for the most part, like they probably like dissipate after a certain distance.
Yeah, their energy might not hold together
And
forever,
like,
but,
yeah,
like,
they go to keep a contained
it'd
form,
be
and
a
the gas just dissipates.
It'd be a considerable time.
And like, you know, like if they're going towards a planet, I imagine they'd probably like dissipate in the atmosphere. I mean, I know you can do an orbital bombardment, so I don't know what the details on that are. But
I feel like it would depend. It would
depend on the
It'd be a
blaster.
lot of factors.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to find
But
out.
do the short.
Do it.
There's a great line in the Mass Effect games when you're just walking around in the Citadel, which is like the hub area.
Yeah.
Where you can see this like naval officer like talking to some cadets, and he's like, "The ship you're about to serve on has the biggest, baddest gun of any ship in our navy. Do you know what happens to a blaster bolt when it misses a ship?" I'm like, "No, sir. It keeps going, cadet. It doesn't stop until it hits something. So when you take a shot, you best aim well, because otherwise you're ruining poor Tommy's day." something like that. And it's hysterical, because he's like, yeah, it's going to hit somebody else on the other side of the universe.
You're ruining poor Tommy's day. That's great. That's
Okay.
exactly what I'm like. Yeah, that's
So,
great. Poor Tommy loses a finger.
Finn and Jana, in particular, see the price they may have to pay as worth it to prevent more children from being abducted like they once were. One of my sources described it to me like a D-Day type mission for the Resistance, where they attempt to land onto a moving Star Destroyer amidst the battle scene. And for some reason, they have cavalry.
Yeah.
Maybe like Jana or whatever her name is has horses.
Oh,
on.
yeah.
She's a horse girl.
Jana's a horse
She-
horse lady.
She's one of those horse girls from high school who
It's
just
like,
really loves her
another
horses.
Disney, throwback.
She's a Disney princess.
Disney Channel.
She's got like a herd of
Disney
horses.
princess.
She's like, "Come with me."
I can speak to animals.
And there's just like a herd of stallions that are all charging after her.
She like flicks her hair and there's like sparkles and waterfalls.
My little pony, my little pony, ha,
My
little pony. Okay.
I'm back to a regularly scheduled program.
Having returned to full strength, Palpatine then shoots lightning into Kylo, forcing him to fall into a bottomless abyss that is in the arena for some reason.
Okay.
Never to be seen again. That's the end of Kylo, folks. He's dead. I'm not even joking.
Wait. Wait, what?
Stop. According to these
You're
leaks,
pulling all of my
according to these leaks, he's gone. He's dead. Not in the rest of the film.
Okay.
He just gets yeeted down a pit. And he's gone. Not a climactic moment with Vader dumping Palpatine in there as the very last moment. It's midway in the climax, he just blasts him with some lightning and he falls into a pit.
So much for the dyad thing.
Which I assume that's why they cut it, supposedly.
We're like, don't do that.
I mean, it's that's what I expected. Can you just do that for all the other new characters too?
Yeah, just everyone gets sucked into the.
And Luke's just standing there nodding. He's like, yeah.
So now we get to
Perfectly balances all they
the
should
lightning in the battle in the trailer.
Oh,
Does
no.
Rey, like, deflect or
Sidious
something?
then shoots lightning into the sky at Resistance ships. He reportedly continues to make statements about how Rey will join him. In defiance of this, Rey grabs both Anakin and lightsabers. I was about to say, and lightsabers Leia. Anakin and Leia's lightsabers, and Palpatine turns his wrath on her. I want to say, it doesn't say it here, I think it said it in the reshoots thing. He's shooting his lightning up, and it's catching the entire fleet, and multiple ships are on both sides are getting blown up by his lightning.
I mean, yeah,
Maybe like Force Order ships or something. He's like
Both sides.
puny knockoffs.
I mean, he doesn't really care about hurting his own side, but like, my dude.
I don't think the First Order is affiliated with him, are they? I mean, Snoke.
Wait, do you mean
They are.
apparently was.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. They're with him.
Yeah, because the Knights of Ren were randomly guarding his black cube.
Yeah, why were they? Okay.
He's like, wow, we got an upgrade, guys.
Our
oh, hey, it's Kylo.
Palpatine turns his wrath on her. It's lightsaber versus lightning at this point, and when it seems like all hope is lost for Rey.
Mace Windu comes in.
And this part is supposedly, I'm going to say that it's supposedly cut, and I'm going to say what it is right now, and that'll explain what it is probably going to be. The specters of Luke and Leia come to her aid. They jointly work toward overpowering the Emperor, deflecting his lightning back toward himself, killing him, and unleashing an explosion powerful enough to make the arena start to crumble around them. So, in the original draft for Return of the Jedi, George Lucas had Yoda and Obi-Wan show up as Force ghosts and deflect lightning that Palpatine was shooting at Luke back into him. And then I think Luke stood back up, and then the scene continued. I don't think they killed him with it. They might have.
They just stepped in to help a little bit.
But George cut that because he's like, well, that's not as powerful as Darth Vader having this specific redemption. Yeah. But JJ's like, I'll do that.
You'll take that.
Or not.
They can already interact with the physical realm, so it's not a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's just how do you wrap it up? Just finish it.
And so apparently in the reshoots, Rey just deflects the lightning back at him and kills him herself or something.
Sure. Fool me once, shame on you.
There is a report.
Twice,
there is a report I've heard that
he's gonna come back again.
Yikes.
10, 11, and 12. Here we come.
Palpy's randomly back again.
Like, dude, like
Snoke's gonna come back too.
Dude,
yeah, wow.
He's in episode 3. Palpatine gets shocked by lightning. In episode 6, Palpatine gets shocked by lightning. In episode 9,
it finally kills him.
He gets shocked by lightning. So like, in episode 15,
it's like poetry. It rhymes.
Yeah,
that was more of a Ryan Johnson than a George Lucas.
Oh my gosh! But yikes! That yeah. Oh,
I can't do it right
now. So he okay. I prefer Force Ghosts.
There's some reports I've heard and I personally think the reports are bogus because they're talking about like a bunch of test screenings, and I kind of don't believe those have been happening that much. Like I feel like
I don't think that'd be happening at all
under wraps, but. The reports were talking about a bunch of test screenings, and in the first one, the audience hated the movie. They rated it like a 2, apparently, and the ending was absolutely abhorred. And so they changed it, and then they showed it again, and it was like, well, it's made a little bit better. And then they changed it again, and they were like, oh, it's amazing. But then Bob Iger or Kathleen Kennedy or somebody said, don't use that ending. So who knows what we're going to get? If that's true. I don't think it's true personally, but...
Yeah. I think there's a lot of hateful rumors out there.
Also, yeah, I'm expecting this to be, I'm gonna say, like, half right, half the time.
I think this is mostly true, to be honest.
I mean, I could see it happening as a thing,
Like,
but
yeah.
a lot of this lines up with the footage. Like,
Yeah, no, a lot
really well.
a lot of it seems like very probable, but I'm like, they're here and there, details will have changed.
Yeah. Oh, of
And
course.
stuff, and like the ending may be different.
I
than
think
this.
it's going to be, at minimum, 75% accurate.
yeah,
Whatever we're getting,
Sure.
it's not going to be much better than this.
especially the first act,
If at all.
Yeah, the first act seemed very, very plausible. Okay, also, so is that it? Is that like the end?
Darth Sidious, the last of the Sith Lords, is finally dead. Thought he was dead in Return of the Jedi,
But
but...
no.
When it made more of an emotional
At this
connection.
same time, Finn and Janna complete their mission and succeed in destroying the Pride flag. The two are prepared to go down with the ship, but are rescued at the last second by the Falcon. Rey escapes the crumbling arena. Having won the day, the survivors of the... What about the rest of the Star Destroyers? Did they all just crash into... Okay, whatever.
Probably.
Whatever. The survivors of the battle regroup at the jungle base and celebrate. What follows is apparently celebration across the galaxy, mirroring, stealing what is seen at the end of Return of the Jedi.
Yay, we defeated the Empire. Oh, wait.
We defeated the
No evil Empire was in
bad
control of
guys.
us.
Tatooine. For the
gosh.
end of the film, the heroes then travel to where everything began, because they would know that.
Mm-hmm.
None of them would know this. None of them would know that Anakin's from here. I doubt Leia. I mean, maybe, but none of them have ever been told. Okay, don't read it. Hold on. Let me get to. Don't read it. Let me get to it. For the end of the film, the heroes then travel to where everything began. Desolate, sand-swept planet of Tatooine. Between defeating Sidious and this moment, Rey has disassembled Anakin and Leia's lightsabers and used their components to construct one of her own that I'm told contains a golden yellow blade.
Ooh.
Why is it Leia's lightsaber doing this? Why isn't it Luke's?
Bible Man! Dude, it's Bible Man!
What a reference
Dude.
to pull out of your butt at this hour of the morning.
Dude, Bible Man had a yellow lightsaber. That was
He
a
did.
dope-ass lightsaber.
You know what we're talking about?
Oh, dude.
Do you know?
Listeners, Google it.
I will put it on screen.
Dude, yes. The
Feast your eyes on the glory of... Oh, there's an animated version now?
Whoa, look at that, dude. He's got a gold lightsaber.
Good God. Bible Man!
Yeah!
a yellow lightsaber. He had it happening, bro.
Whoa. So this is for all the kids who can watch Star Wars, because it was,
No, he still watched it.
Wow, you heathen.
I can watch.
Bible Man Genesis, silencing the Gossip Queen, defeating the shadow of the Dubai? What does that say?
The doubt.
Oh, that's a T.
That's a T.
Defeating the shadow of the doubt. That's really funny.
That's actually pretty
The sin lie. Wait, the 6 lies of the Fibbler. the Riddler.
It's like the
That's really funny.
Yeah, because he's supposed to look like Batman.
Yeah, I see that,
obviously.
yeah.
Oh boy.
Freaking incredible.
Okay, so Ray turns into Bible
And his
Man.
Bible Man.
buddy, this is his Robin.
Oh,
He's
yes.
got Tron discs he fights
Oh, really?
with.
Right.
Yeah, look at
Oh
this.
my
I can't believe I've never seen
Yeah.
this.
Oh my gosh.
That looks fantastic.
Okay.
Oh.
Anywho,
Okay.
Yeah, Star Wars
So-
can only hope to be that.
so she completely obliterates the legacies of our heroes and constructs them into a new thing that's just her own. Rey
not
buries
her
the
own.
leftover pieces beneath the Tatooine sands at the site of the Lars homestead. Don't read it. Don't read ahead. As Rey turns to join Finn, Poe, Janna, Chewie, R2, 3PO, BB-8, and D-O the freaking droid from Ochi's ship, who is still here,
Oh, okay, sure.
a stranger calls out to her. The stranger apparently speaks of how nobody has been seen around this land for a very long time, and asks Rey for her name. This is the second time in the film that this question has been posed to her. Thanks, Jedi Praxis, for telling me that. But unlike her response in Pasana, Rey has decided who she is.
Oh, no.
She gives the name Rey Skywalker to the stranger, adopting the name of her masters and revealing the primary meaning of the film's goddamn title. As Rey begins to rejoin her friends, she catches a glimpse of some familiar glowing figures watching over her. And they're like, "What the fuck, lady?" That's Luke's like, "That's my name." The assembly of heroes look off into the distance at the horizon of the desert planet and watch twin suns set on a universe filled with hope. The end.
Okay, look at the first comment. I saw that earlier.
The first
We
comment.
didn't need any of this.
Oh, guys, could you imagine Kylo Ren's last night in Star Wars to be Wilhelm scream?
That would be great.
So the Chosen One doesn't actually bring balance to the Force. After initially liking what they were doing, now I think this is just pure garbage.
I agree, man.
Rey couldn't redeem her own grandfather. Sarcasm.
Unlucky.
That's
a bad movie.
So you're saying Force Ghost Leia and Luke watch Ben get pushed into the abyss but help out Rey? Okay.
Oh, get wrecked.
Still nothing on Anakin, and I really hope that C-3PO will have all its all. Use grammar, buddy. The ones from the prequels also. I did not see prequel connections at all in these leaks, and I'm very sad and disappointed.
In the leaks, not the movie. The leaks didn't leak what I wanted them to leak.
I mean, Jar Jar.
Darth Sidious, the last of the Sith Lords, is finally dead. Finally. Man, I was so stressed out at the end of Return of the Jedi. I'm glad to get some closure.
Got him.
The worst part of all this is the way it ruins Palpatine, whose rise and fall have been so expertly crafted over the previous two trilogies. A flash-in-the-pan comeback with no explanation, only to be defeated by his granddaughter, ? And Ghost Luke and Leia? No thanks.
Yeah, really.
Ooh, first.
He doesn't have any build-up or foreshadowing in any of the films because he wasn't planning to be in this one until they made this.
Taking out the command ship renders the rest of the fleet unable to navigate. Are you fucking serious? Can you seriously make the First Order more incompetent than they were in TLJ?
Oh, ooh, this is not good.
Sounds like it was written by a complete hack. Hi, I'm J.J. Abrams. Thanks, I hate it. That is a lot happening in one film. Too many MacGuffins, too many fetch quests, too many fake-out character deaths. Another single-point of failure in the Sith Imperial First Order war machine.
It's just, I thought Last Jedi was a pretty massive dumpster fire.
Mm-hmm.
But this is like the floating trash islands off the coast of China have caught fire.
Well, I would
will be burning for centuries.
I would say that the original trilogy is like an absolutely gorgeous building. Like, just a stupidly good-looking building.
You can't tear that down.
And then the prequels, like, was like a remodeling of, like, the lobby.
It's like
and it's like,
postmodern.
oh, that doesn't look as good as the original.
Not quite right
stuff.
there.
But it's like, it's okay. There's, like, a few corners of the room that are, like, really, really bad. And, like, they put a dumpster out back. But you don't really see the dumpster that much, but it's still there.
But
You smell it sometimes.
They have a really good chandelier.
there's a really good chandelier.
The chandelier's
It's actually a green screen, but it's really pretty.
And then Force Awakens, like, knocked out, like, half the building and put a new wing in.
And they got a new chandelier.
And it looks really bad. They replaced the chandelier.
Ah, it was a good chandelier.
And they added, like, 4 more dumpsters in the back. and they just remodeled a lot of it.
And there's scuff marks.
But
and
then they
fingerprints on
added-
everything.
Yeah, and then they added another building like across a skyway.
Oh, like a
and
gymnasium.
it's a carbon copy of the original, but the heart just isn't there. And then the Last Jedi was an arsonist who just burned the whole complex down. But he was nice enough to put it all in a dumpster. All in the 4 dumpsters. He was nice enough to make it all tidy in the
So
dumpsters.
it's all gone. It's just in the dumpsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't throw it everywhere. He just put it in a nice little pile, and
Maybe
then
a nice
he
little
tried,
tombstone
and
by
then
there, too.
he sold it in an art auction house for $5 billion. And then Rise of Skywalker is the guy that bought it, and he put it in his house, and he like peed on it.
And you're like,
He ate the prequel. Like he took the chandelier from the
It's still
during the
there.
prequel era and some of the trash, and then he took
And
it.
he
dude.
vomited it back
He vomited it back up,
out. And then he peed on it.
and then he peed. Oh my gosh!
And then he put it in his own dumpster.
it's like
Yeah.
Like, wow.
maybe
what
put a nice shiny coat on his
alongside
dumpster.
Into
White
Darkness.
waste of a few $1 billion.
I believe that was JJ, right? Or am I getting
Into Darkness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Into Darkness and this film are in his dumpster pile.
Yeah.
I enjoyed Into Darkness, but I'm not gonna say it.
No, that's okay.
I know you did. It's
I
fine.
enjoyed it as
I haven't
well,
watched
but
it for a
I
while,
don't
but
like
it does have
I don't think it's very
problems.
good,
Yeah,
but I
it's
liked
not
it.
Wow.
great. I guess that's what I expected.
Apparently,
Fall of an Empire.
This is what I expected.
apparently, they just released a comic where Kylo gets thrown off a cliff in the comic and uses the Force to save himself and get back up.
Oh.
That ain't gonna happen in this movie.
Nope, you gone.
He ain't gonna use Force to save himself.
I mean,
Like, the only mention of
Not
using the
on
Force
screen.
in battle happens in the end there. Where it's like, well, Kylo just kills all the Knights of Ren. Using just the Force. He's so cool, guys.
yeah.
OMG.
And then he dies.
And they just gets blasted.
For no
He just walks downstairs like, hey guys.
Like, hey, Palpy.
Oh, I thought I was helping you this whole time.
Okay, Rey taking the Skywalker name, I'm not a fan of.
Nope. Screw that.
No.
Not yours, honey.
Nope, you know, not.
You do
those
not
lightsabers
deserve
either.
that.
You're not deserved at all. Go back to Jakku, where everyone else apparently wants to go.
Why does everyone want to go back to
Jakku,
Jakku?
yeah, no. What's Finn doing? Is he just chilling with Rose? They smash, make some kiddos.
Who
Oh,
freaking
Rose
knows?
isn't even mentioned in this.
Rose is not even mentioned. She's in the movie, but she's not even in this. She's in the trailers. She's in the cavalry charge, I think.
Maybe she dies in the cavalry charge.
Freaking, by the way,
That'd be very
Zori
nice.
Bliss, the Poe's contact, one of several contacts in the film. Everybody's got a contact.
Everyone's got
E-
contact. It's just a new
Everyone,
thing.
everyone knows the guy.
Palpatine got
Everyone
contacts.
needs contacts.
Everyone needs LASIK.
They just need some LASIK.
That's why
Um,
Palpatine died. He didn't have a contact.
Just trying to do everything himself.
Dude, Kylo didn't have a contact.
He didn't know a
Palpy
guy.
didn't
What
have
happened
a
to his
contact.
chanting
He
like
didn't know a
Sith
guy.
accolades? Like,
Yeah, what happens to the AIDS?
yeah.
Right.
Did they eradicate the AIDS?
So you're destroying the Pride flagship. Is that you're saying that's how you destroy AIDS?
Getting
That's
rid
not
of the
very
gays. If you kill all the gays, you'll get rid of AIDS.
Oh man, I hope Disney doesn't.
This film is
I hope-
very right.
I hope Disney doesn't like figure out that like if you have a character named Pride on the flagship,
They won't, and it's gonna be funny
I
when
don't
we hear
want them to
those
figure out.
takes.
And then when we get all of the Pride ship flag memes,
That's gonna be
it's
hilarious.
gonna be
I'm excited.
So funny.
Oh man! Wow! Wow!
Oh
What a toilet!
See, the thing is,
yeah.
this is so bad that I think it could be enjoyable to watch.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun to watch most likely.
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams knows how to make a film that is actually fun to watch.
Yeah.
He understands the craft of filmmaking, just maybe not writing.
Yeah,
No.
Definitely not writing.
No, not writing. He co-wrote this one actually, I think, right?
Who did he?
Oh God,
With some other guy.
he co-wrote it with the man who wrote Batman vs Superman.
Oh,
They
I
got
can
that
smell
guy.
his stank.
Apparently, I have heard rumors that like that guy was responsible for like the only good things in Batman vs Superman, and someone else made all the bad stuff.
Sure. Well,
But I don't know. I find that hard to believe. Your name is on that film, so
So we hate you.
until I see something else of yours that's good, I'm gonna believe you're a bad writer.
I forgot about Batman vs Superman. Thanks.
It got real overshadowed by Last Jedi.
It did. It really
It
did.
really did.
Remember how much you hated that movie?
Oh, I thought it was the worst movie in the world.
yeah,
and
that was
then
really fun.
proven very wrong.
And then I watched Last Jedi. I was like, oh.
I'm really glad that we read these leaks because 12 hours ago I had no intentions of seeing this film.
And now,
And now,
Do you wanna come
now
see
I
it with
do.
me?
I'll come see it with you.
well, yeah, I'm
Give me a date.
I'm
I'll
gonna
come.
see it too, but we can't buy tickets.
No, well, Lucas, we've established this. We're gonna like buy tickets to Jumanji.
Yeah, and then we'll go into Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we could probably do that.
And then we'll
opening
come
night.
back out, we'll buy tickets to Jumanji, and we'll go see Jumanji.
Yeah, we'll just buy six tickets to Jumanji and just go see the movie.
I
yeah.
bet you could squeeze in opening night.
No.
I don't.
We
Depending on
should.
the theater.
No,
shouldn't
I
go
don't want to be
opening night.
affiliated with the people that are actually excited for this film.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't
that's
really
a
want-
good, that's
you
a
can
good
go.
idea.
When's this film drop?
The 20th.
20th? Wait, actually?
Yeah.
So the week after,
I
it's
looked
like,
up Rise of Y Walker.
oh boy. That would be
December 20, yeah.
okay.
Look at this freaking poster. It's so bad.
Wait, what's with Kylo's hair?
Kylo, this helmet is morphing into his hair, so it looks like he's had part of his skull removed. And the bottom half of his face is morphing into Luke's bottom half of
Oh,
his
and
face.
his chin. Okay, and then there's Leia, and then there's Rey.
Oh, that's Luke.
It's so bad. Who came up with this?
and then there's
This is not. Wait, what is this shape? Like, what are you going for here? This is such a.
It looks.
Wow!
I know. I figured
That's
it out. I figured it out.
really
It's
bad.
Floop. It's from Floop's.
Floop would design that shape. You're
That is
totally right.
A Floop.
Floop is a madman. Help us. Save us.
Luke is a madman.
Save us.
Yes.
Totally
All the
right.
OT characters.
Oh,
Floop is Kathleen
Mashes
Kennedy.
them up, dude. Oh yes. Oh,
Hey,
that's
don't put that on Floop. Floop's a bad
Yeah,
man.
Floop, no, fair enough. I should never associate
Respect
that.
Floop.
I'm
Floop is a good man.
Floop.
My
Floop
apologies.
is a good man. He was just manipulated.
Oh, poor
That's all.
Floopy boy. Oh.
He was a little naive. That's all. That's
No,
all.
That's all. It's
He's a
okay.
good guy.
He's a good guy.
He redeemed himself. He's a good man.
Very much.
Oh man, the Floop poster, bro.
Spy Kids 3
This is Spy Kids 4.
is Spy Kids 3 is a way better movie than Rise of Skywalker is going to be. It's a way
Oh.
better trilogy
Oh
end.
yeah. Oh yes.
Way better. Like, the finale of that film, great.
Dude,
amazing.
Sylvester Stallone
yes,
is in
he
the
was in
Floop
that?
movie. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I never. Okay.
Sylvester
I totally missed out on the
Stallone
Spy
plays
Kids.
multiple versions of himself.
Really?
Oh.
It's amazing,
Dude, he is
He
the-
plays it. He plays of the villain
No.
who has a bunch of guys in his head who are his advisors in different costumes with different voices who are all advising him in the background.
And he's the game developer for the world's biggest MMO.
It's amazing,
Bro.
That's
Fantastic.
so. His game is the Toy Maker. It's incredible.
I love Stallone. Oh, that's great.
It's great.
And
Oh,
freaking the movie end. There's the Cortez dad is like working on like the fifth brain.
Yeah.
And he's like it's in this like crazy science lab. There's like a big abyss around him. He's on like this tiny pillar because
Yes.
the buildings in that universe are always nonsensical.
They're all
And it's
super
great.
great.
And he's just like touching at it with this little thing and it's zapping. He's like, this is the most important moment in my life. This is my life's work. Nothing else matters. And then like this guy walks in and he's like, sir, it's your kids. And he like knocks away the brain. He like throws off his lab coat and he jetpacks through the glass ceiling to go help his kids. It's incredible. It's so good.
Oh.
Oh.
I need to watch watch that.
That's quality film.
Oh man.
He's like, you know what this man's motivations are. This is my life. Yeet, get.
What a film
times.
this is gonna be.
I'm excited.
Wait, we got how many days? We got 12 days. My math is correct.
On the
could-
first
you could
day
have
of Christmas, my true love gave to me
me
a really bad gift. It was called The Last Jedi.
Oh.
Ooh, the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me.
Boo.
Rise of Skywalker.
And some random TV shows that are mostly filler, and some pointless novels to read.
I don't sing. I'm sorry.
It's fine. Wow, this
But-
is gonna be
wow.
a disaster. I am so excited for the internet zeitgeist. It's gonna be a massacre out there.
Oh my gosh.
It's gonna be World War III.
Dude, all the shit's
But-
going down the end of this year.
It's wow.
Oh,
This
And
franchise is doomed.
Nobody's gonna. I don't think anybody's gonna really defend this movie.
No.
Because Force Awakens.
How much you want to bet, bro? How much you want to bet?
No, like there will be people that are defending it, but like, it's
No one was
not going to
legit.
be anywhere near the amount of people that defended Last Jedi. I don't think, because people who like the original trilogy were lost when Force Awakens came out, and the people who liked Force Awakens were lost when Last Jedi came. People who like Last Jedi are going to be lost when Rise of Skywalker comes out.
So there's no one left.
There's no one left.
Yeah.
We come away from that film and be like, well, that was garbage.
And yeah, like even the filthy casuals that are just like, I like Star Wars because I heard about it one day at school.
I saw it and I was like, what a stupid movie.
What the fork is this, bro?
Who likes this crap? I'm honest. I think this is fake because Jar Jar Binks didn't show up.
Yeah, I think that's.
Unironically,
Jar Jar
that
is
would
the key.
improve
Wait,
the film.
what's the poster art will look like? Hold up. Gotta see if it looks like Jar Jar.
Maybe you could, you know, if
Does the
if you you could sort. No, I can't do it.
I think because so this is his snout and he's got his head down like this. And so this is the top of his head. His ears go down here. See, I'm pulling a Jar Jar out of a hat right here. And then this is his ear right
A
here.
true space was.
And then his neck goes down on that layers.
If I like cross my eyes, I can kind of see it. But what even planet is that?
I don't know.
Behind them,
It's
Tatooine.
It's Octo.
like just do the Death Star, you idiots. Just I don't care. I know it's not in the movie, but you don't care either. Just do it.
Just do it.
You'll make a better.
You'll
poster.
sell more posters.
What a bad poster this is. She still got her staff from Force Awakens. What's she doing
hasn't
holding
used
that? Why is she holding that? That's
Because circles.
Luke's barely even in this film. Why is he there?
Wait, is that Kylo's hair or Luke's hair?
That's Kylo. Wait.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait. Oh man. That might be Luke's hair. Dude, he's got a massive head. He's got a big brain. Look. This is like Spock mind melding type stuff. Like, damn.
You could stare at it for hours.
Oh man.
Kind of looks like Darth Vader's helmet on the ground there. You see the little.
Yeah, I
Mouth
saw that. I
piece,
saw
No,
that.
it kind
yeah.
of does. It's yeah. Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
Oh yeah.
Also, what's
do you
this
think?
light source right
Yeah,
now?
what is that light?
that?
They're trying to replicate like the New Hope
lightsaber,
light,
Yeah.
but it's just randomly there. Wow.
So when
This is a really bad poster.
you know,
Not
I was
fan.
just thinking. So in the teasers,
It can't
we
be.
see a scene where Rey and Kylo are fighting in front of like the Darth Vader helmet, right?
Yeah.
That's probably when I was thinking that wasn't explained in the leak, but that's probably when she's in his bedroom. And
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. And they're
So
fighting
this is
across
actually.
places. Yep. For some reason, his room's white. Who knows why?
white supremacist.
Yeah. Toxic white male.
White supremacist.
But he's a black suit. It's too white.
But they abduct black people for for their cause.
There's two abducted black children. Wow. Racist.
This
They abducted
movie's
two
so
black
racist.
people. Oh my god.
And this movie's homophobic. And wow, this movie is really political. And also, like, I did notice this. Like, the left is blue, which is the good side, and the red is on the right, which is the dark side, which has lots of political consequences. I don't think that they should be supported.
There's more red on the poster though.
Oh.
Ooh.
Does that mean
What does that mean?
Is that why the pride
the red side
flagship
is suppressing the light?
You know.
That the right is suppressing the left? Ooh.
And it's like what your uncle said. You know, Democrats always let black people out of prison. So if Leia was in charge of the First Order, all those black children would go free.
Yeah, because Finn and Jenna or whatever got out. Oh my gosh!
Only good Democrats are dead Democrats.
Dave was right! Oh
That's
my
what Palpatine says as he kills.
He zaps Kylo.
Any good Democrats are dead Democrats.
As he zaps the flagship, he's like,
He blows it up, and Finn and Janna pop off of it into the Falcon, and they're like, "Wow, that was easy. What happened there?"
the pride flag's burning. Pride
Stupid gays would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling AIDS. Meddling AIDS.
Get away from me, AIDS!
Oh man.
Ray, your grandmother had AIDS. I got it from her.
I just had STDs.
I love that they don't even raise that question of who the mother was.
who's the
That's not even in there.
Yeah, who was the... They just skipped the generation,
Like,
I guess.
I'd like
Dude,
to
it's
know.
like Anakin, bro, but with a dad?
It's like, who was the mother?
There was no mother. I carried her. I gave birth to her.
And it took so long that I became her grandfather.
Oh man! Gosh. Oh, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
Woo!
Apparently Palpatine's either daughter or son was just killed by Chico or whatever his name was with the Sith, with the Sith dagger.
that guy.
Oh,
Ouchie. His name's
yeah.
Ouchie. It's canonically Ouchie.
Ouchie just kills Palpatine's child.
It should be called Rise of Ochi. I mean, come on.
Eyes of Ouchie, bro.
Too bad he got eaten by that sandworm.
Yeah, dude, yeah. He defeated, like,
He just should have cast lay on hands. I mean,
Yeah.
should have rolled a cleric, buddy.
Oh my lord. Lordy. Wow.
Wow, I don't want to... I'm ready for, like, 2025. I just want, like, 6...
Skip half a decade, get this all over
I
with.
want, like, 5 years of distance from this exact moment.
That is fair.
ready for that.
Do you think God stays up in heaven because he too is afraid?
That's why there will be no media.
Let's go.
God was gonna come down and start everything in 2012, but as the Mayans predicted. But then
that.
he's about to come down, and then he opens up BuzzFeed, and it's like George Lucas sells Star Wars to Disney. He's like, oh, I want to see how this plays out.
He's like, oh, this is gonna be much worse.
He like grabs some popcorn. He's like, oh, I'm just sounds interesting.
No, he brings some black hole corn.
Black hole
Yum,
corn.
yum, yum.
And
It's like,
then
wow, it isn't truly the
no,
end times
it'd
yet.
be a white hole because
Protector, Lord, Savior of the universe. Why the heck?
I'm only saying that because scientifically black holes suck stuff up, and theoretically there's something called white holes that shoot the same stuff out. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying scientifically God can't reach in a black hole and pull stuff out. I'm only talking scientifically here.
What? I've never heard of a
No,
white
that is
hole.
actually a real theory.
So wait.
So
Black
there-
holes suck things in endlessly.
Yeah, no. So there's a
and
black.
white things spit things out endlessly. I think that's why white people
Wow, political
make
much?
make podcasts.
No, this is genuinely a real scientific theory that. So black holes.
It's also science is racist. You heard it here first, folks.
It's pretty right.
Black holes eat
right.
the stuff, and the idea is maybe black holes aren't just a rip in space and time that is in this contained spot. Maybe it's a tunnel, and on the other end is what's called a white hole, just because it's the opposite
So
and
white hole
spits the same stuff out into the universe.
Theoretical and has not been observed yet.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
there's no observation of these things. It's completely theoretical. As far as I know, we've never even seen vague evidence for it.
Just like my love life, you know.
Vague evidence.
But yeah, so God is, and then 2015 rolls out, and Force Awakens comes out. It's like, oh wow, this is even better than I expected. This is gonna be great. I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. He's like waiting and waiting. Last Jedi comes out. He's like, wow, this is so entertaining.
Like, oh my gosh.
Gabriel, cancel my plan. Cancel my appointment.
Cancel my appointment with the 7 Horsemen of the Apocalypse. I'm busy Saturday.
He just keeps watching. Oh, Rise of Skywalker. Oh, he can't wait. He's so excited. Then he'll end the world. Because obviously we're in the darkest timeline, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Sure.
Friggin' sucks.
If you ask my grandma, end times are happening like tomorrow. They're happening right now.
The world will end when Rise of Skywalker releases.
Honestly, too bad it didn't happen sooner. We never had to see any of this.
Yeah, I just need like 12 hours to like mindlessly run around people I really don't know very well and tell them I love them endlessly. And then die.
What an absolute cosmic train wreck Disney's acquisition of Star Wars has been.
Oh my.
From the moment they got it, it has been just a series of retarded decisions. And I never use that word. The only time I ever use it is in reference to the decisions that Lucasfilm has made under Disney. I'm not even joking. That is like the only occasions I ever use that word.
He doesn't even use it in its proper setting with people with retardation. He doesn't even use it then.
Yeah.
He has that much respect for that word.
Just saying, I don't like call things retarded, which I think if you use it, someone says it, I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a.
It's not as racy as some other terms.
I'm not a word police kind of guy.
Here, Ian says something that somehow did not get caught at all by the bad mic I have, so I'm just gonna say it. He said, "How would the word retarded be racist?"
That's what I'm saying. It's not as bad.
Gotcha.
Are you racist against retarded people?
Oh my god. I literally
They're
work
a race.
I work at group homes where there are retarded people. That's my job.
So now Star Wars is making fun of retarded
Oh wow,
people.
so you're just using the argument that you know retarded people? Like, wow.
I'm saying my job, I am friends. Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah, it's even worse.
No, I signed a contract that said I wasn't. I did.
But yeah, like, it has just been a series of moronic decision after moronic decision. It has been astronomically dumb what they have done there. I cannot believe this has gone the way it's gone.
I think, is Kathleen Kennedy just like the embodiment of like a flock of chickens with their heads cut off? Like, is that
I
what
don't even
she
think it's
is?
solely her. I don't know what it is.
Just like in Disney, like
I really
the
don't
Star
know.
Wars Disney department.
It's just a mess.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Like this.
I've never seen something so expertly written into the ground.
Yeah.
Like, you could barely do this. You could barely kill a franchise better if you tried.
Yeah, like you need James Bond or like
Like-
Mission Impossible to like kill
Like,
something this
you
fast.
could
Yeah.
if you just made a troll of a film. But even then, I'm not sure. Because people would be like, well, that was just like a troll. Like, what's going
Yeah,
on?
give
And the
me the
person
real
would be
stuff.
replaced and then someone else would come in. They have stayed just barely, like, acceptable enough to some people's standards that it has stayed treading water, but I think it's finally going under.
Yeah.
It's sad because I feel like this is like the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes that came out a while ago that no one's going to talk about, and then they just remake and redo Planet of the Apes completely. I feel like that's what this should be.
2030 remake of 7, 8, and 9.
But then your old OT cast is all dead, so too bad, I guess.
Good.
You missed your
I
chance.
mean, wait, not.
It's
Yeah, probably good.
it's like
Unless-
it's a
no.
real damn tragedy
What
that
They'll
like
do is they'll voice capture their voices so they can repeat them with a
oh
program.
yeah they'll use
And then they'll photo scan them into a computer
Yep.
so that they can live
resurrecting
forever.
actors into eternity,
Yay.
not letting them pass on.
That's a healthy
The-
way to live life. You know that?
It's genuinely a real damn tragedy that we had Mark Hamill, Carrie Fisher, Harrison Ford, Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, Anthony Daniels, all ready, all back together, like saying, let's do a Star Wars movie. And then these dumb fucks were like, let's never have them ever talk to each other.
Did they actually not have them ever together?
like in the
Sorry.
movie, like they never.
Yeah, but do they actually
Luke
hang
and
out on
Leia
set?
and I probably.
Yeah, the character the characters in the
probably
film
once.
never actually got together.
No.
Yeah, you're right.
Luke and Leia and Han were never in a scene together.
Han
Oh,
and
Billy
Leia.
D.
Han,
Williams.
no, Han
yeah,
and
him
Leia
too.
had a
Well,
scene
yeah, Han and
together.
Leia had a
But
scene,
like,
I mean,
yeah,
all three of them
Billy,
together.
no,
Kenny Baker barely did anything
Yeah.
as R2. Anthony Daniels barely did anything as 3PO. Peter Mayhew barely did anything as Chewbacca. Harrison Ford dies in the first movie as Han Solo. Carrie Fisher dies in real life and also is put into a coma in the movie. Like, that's incredible to me. In the last film she acted in, Ryan Johnson was like, I have Carrie Fisher as an actress in my movie, and I'm gonna put her into a coma. You got Carrie Fisher, man, and you replaced her. You substituted her for Laura Dern? Come on, buddy. And then she died in real life.
and you wasted.
And you wasted
You
that.
wasted your chance and everyone else's chance.
Yes. We had one opportunity in our universe to do this, to get this right, and you done goofed it. That's, to me, genuinely heartbreaking. Like, I have actually
is.
cried about that, because I think that's really sad.
It is. Like those poor people, they're all friends. It's like,
They're really good
you know,
friends.
we've done theater plays. Imagine like
If we
the
never
plays
got
that
to
we
act
love,
together.
40 years from now, they're like, we're gonna put on a play. You guys are all cast. We don't get any scenes together. All the characters that we love performing as are miswritten.
Like if we did Robin Hood, a sequel to it,
yeah,
and I was the bishop again, you were King John again, and yet we just never had a scene together.
yeah.
Be like,
Yeah.
excuse me?
And I'm like, I'm your bodyguard,
Captain
but I
Hookins
never
to
actually
me.
guard you.
Yeah!
What? Yeah, and I'm Smee to your hook, and like
And you never...
I'm off doing my own side plot.
We're actors, by the way, audience.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
in plays.
By the by.
You probably all know that because I'm assuming
We're
our
like
audience is.
super famous.
You might have seen me on my Broadway appearances in the film Cats.
You're right there with
And-
Ian McKellen and.
Is that coming out this year?
Cats and Dogs is the film I started.
Is
it
Cats
might be.
this
I don't know.
It is. It's
I saw a trailer
it's
for
the
it
same
earlier
weekend
today.
as Skywalker.
Oh, good lord. Let's go see Cats.
Are
December 20th, it's the same day!
you kidding me? That day is gonna go down in like film
That's
history as the worst
amazing.
release day in ever. Oh, you boy. Oh, cat. Like, and okay, so like, I'm assuming I didn't go into this because I didn't want to scar my memory, like my eyes, as much as just the trailer of Cats did. But like, no one likes it. Like, there was a major backlash of like just the visuals.
Yeah,
of
everything.
film Cats.
Everyone
Yeah.
thinks it looks
Because
terrifying.
it looks nasty.
Okay,
Everyone thinks it's horrific.
and so they didn't do like a Sonic. Where like they're like, hey, this is bad. We hear your.
They did not.
They didn't.
They didn't.
Okay. So it's shipping like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I feel bad for every actor that put on a mocap suit
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh, this is gonna look fine."
Freaking isn't Dame Judi Dench in that movie?
And
Yeah,
Ian
Ian
McKellen.
McKellen.
Ian McKellen's
Yeah,
in it.
Ian McKellen's a mother trucking cat.
What?
So is what's his name? The dude from
Idris
Thor.
Elba.
Idris Elba, yeah.
Yup.
What?
And Taylor Swift, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, Taylor
Taylor
Swift's in
Swift.
it.
Oh my gosh.
There's this ad I keep
But,
seeing.
like, also,
where
I
she's
just-
like, if you had told me I would have been able to play a cat for a movie, and I'm completely botching it. She did not sound
she was-
that awful.
Like,
She was my
She
first
sounded
celebrity
fine.
crush because she had 2 cats. I was like, wow, I can
Yeah,
like
no,
that.
she did not sound that annoying. She sounded totally normal.
What? Oh my
But yeah,
gosh.
she's like, if you had told me I would have been able to play a cat in a movie, and I'm like, oh, honey.
oh boy, you don't
I'm,
even.
Not
and
this
and
kind of
like
cat.
it shows the behind
That-
the scenes footage of everybody like practicing to be cats, and I'm just like, this looks terrifying.
Yeah. I'm
like genuinely, this would be a totally fine movie if they were just like
just give them furry.
in wigs,
Give them furry suits. I'm giving you permission.
or even honestly, just do what Broadway does. Just give them wigs and
whiskers.
and
You
whiskers.
could carry that aesthetic really well.
And just play it straight. That'd be fine.
Yeah.
People would go see that.
And I was really hoping that like behind the scenes they were doing like because you like Sonic the Hedgehog, everyone was like that looked horrible, and then they
Redo
delayed
it,
They
and then they
delayed the
did.
film, and it still hasn't come out yet. But it looks good now,
Mm-hmm.
and I was
It
like,
actually looks shockingly
It
better.
looks so
so
the
excited
only-
for
Like it
that
looks
with Jim
way
Carrey,
better now.
yeah.
Even the trailer, like they recut it to look way better. They saturated the scenes. They did a different
correctly,
color grading.
lighting was correct.
It looks way better.
I'm like the only thing that like even the hardest core Sonic fans are like his eyes still have a gap.
They still, yeah. It's not a
But,
single eye.
They're like that is the only nitpick we actually have now.
It's actually really good design for his character. Like it looks great. It is.
And it was
I don't think the movie will be good, but like
It'll be one of those mad
it'll go down in
blockbusters.
history as like they
They recovered.
good job.
And I was like, cats? Do you want to take a hint from a kids film? A Sonic? No? Okay.
You know, so I was gonna bring up something that I wanted to bring up earlier. So I don't know if you guys would agree with me on this, but there's like the way a face. So I can see a face, and I can go, "That's not a Star Wars face. That actor shouldn't be in Star Wars."
Yeah.
And
faces again, Lucas?
yeah, I'm
Wow,
being
you
very,
really are,
I'm
wow.
being very fascist. Funnily enough, spelled the same as fascist means a different thing.
Well,
But like, listen, hear me out. Laura Dern, not a Star Wars face.
Yeah, that looks like a.
It doesn't
I
feel
don't think-
right.
I don't think the new chicks for the newest film are fit either.
I think Daisy Ridley fits. I think
Well,
her
Daisy,
face,
I mean
her
like the
face
ones
works.
for Rise of
fits.
Skywalker in particular. So like
And
Zana or whatever her
Finn-
name is.
Freaking
Finn's fine. Poe's
Carrie
good.
yeah, Finn and Poe both work.
Yeah, her. She doesn't look good.
Carrie Russell, this is Zori Bliss.
She looks like she's trying to get the manager's attention in that picture.
Ouch.
She really does. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
no.
That's not a Star Wars face. Like, no offense to her. I'm sure she's a fine actress, but she's a drama actress. She does have like deep dramas, I think, and
That's what she looks like.
this is not a Star Wars face. I just don't know how to describe it, but that just doesn't look like Star Wars to me. I mean, definitely not Laura Dern. I don't quite know how to describe that.
As
but
much as I don't like Rose, she does look like she could fit. in
yeah,
Star
yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree with that. I think she could
Poor,
work.
poor girl. She just had bad rating.
Wars. Yeah.
Yeah, no, she was just written awfully. I think because when I left
Hux.
during that film, Hux works.
Hux looks. I think
He looks like a Star Wars
great.
actor. I think Adam Driver even looks like a Star Wars actor.
Yeah. I can sometimes even see Harrison Ford in this.
Yeah, weirdly enough, he actually was kind of the perfect casting for Harrison Ford's kid.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, like weirdly enough, I think Kelly Marie Tran's acting was so good that through the movie, I didn't realize how much I hated Rose and how bad of a character she was until I left and thought about it. And I was like, wait a second, that's probably the worst character in all of Star Wars. And I didn't realize that because of her freaking acting.
Yeah, because she did good.
Because she did good enough. But yeah, like, just Laura Dern and Kerry Russell, they just don't feel right to me.
Mm-mm.
And I don't know how to provide a good argument for that, other than just, I don't know, look.
And just like it
Use
just
your
feels like
eyes, and if you don't agree with me, well,
it
okay.
just doesn't. It feels like a miscast.
Yeah, it just feels like a miscast to me.
They don't,
They don't feel like they belong in Star Wars.
Like I mean, like because there's this thing that almost all directors do, like where you want the cast to complement each other and the show with not only the way they look but the way they act.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a film like this, you need to get look, the way they act and the way they sound all right.
There's
And
there's
if you
no
don't-
excuse if it's not like perfect.
'Cause
Basically,
both of these
you have
actresses,
so much money.
both these actresses are good,
Mhm.
but probably miscasts because they don't
I mean-
they don't look the part.
Kerry Russell is playing like a bounty hunter character. Like,
I think she has a mask.
yes,
Majority of
that's what I'm hoping
appears.
for. That she never takes off her helmet, because as
Are
rude
you
as it
objectifying
sounds,
her?
I don't want to see her face. I know that sounds really mean, but just like I seriously I couldn't get over it in Last Jedi. Every time Laura Dern was on screen, I'm like, your face is wrong for this movie.
Oh, and your hair.
That doesn't
and-
feel right, and the hair didn't help because we've never seen humans with dyed hair in Star Wars. They actually kind of don't do that in the movies. And it's
in the
probably-
movies, I know they do it in Rebels.
Oh,
but
yeah,
but that's because that's that character's thing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
she's kind of like quirky and.
And she's a
spunky.
And I-
teenager, right?
yeah, and
Or
I
a young
think-
adult.
and
So it
probably in
works
some
better.
background shots of the prequels, there are probably some humans with dyed hair, but for the most part, unless they're alien, they have normal human hair.
Or
in the
like at a
movies.
rave, because we could probably pick out hundreds of people like in the background of the prequels at like the bar.
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
no, like actual like named dialogue characters.
Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Disney.
We love you. Actually, not.
You can go to hell.
But you can buy my opinion. I will be bought.
Oh dang.
But I do
I
have
will not be.
No, here's the thing. I'll be bought, but I have a 5-year contract and then you'll have to renew it with me. So in 5 years I'll come back on everything I said.
Yeah. Yeah,
So-
if you give me enough, I could be bought too. But
If
again,
you change your entire lifestyle.
it would have to be a contract that runs out that you would then have to get me to renew.
And then we'll see where
And-
we're at in 5 years.
Yeah. Where do I see me in 5 years?
Liking
Your
Disney?
boss.
No.
This is
Our
my
boss.
favorite answer. Yeah, I'm gonna be Disney's boss. I'm gonna make my own film studio.
Overtake Disney.
Overtake Disney. Buy
You
Disney.
you can do it. That's the American dream.
Become a mega
What?
corporation.
Look at all these companies started in their garage, because that's not a myth. That was totally propagated by the media to make American youths think they can do anything
When in reality, you can't unless you make some random connection that somehow gets you into the world.
or have rich parents like the people who supposedly
mean-
started in garages. That's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah, their
actually
garages
was.
Kinda
were
was.
probably bigger than
They
daytime
had,
the size of my house.
their garage was heated, cooled,
Yeah.
and had a running
Like I
electricity.
think genuinely, like all the companies people point to as the famous
Like
garage
Apple,
startups
Windows.
were like they had like $500,000 grants from their parents.
Wow.
Like,
Got 'em.
okay,
Yeah,
sure they might have been in a garage, but they had $500,000 more dollars than I do.
they had a small loan of $1 million
Yeah,
to
a
start out
small
with.
loan of $1 million.
One of my favorite Donald Trump quotes of all time.
Is that a thing
That's
he
an
actually
actual
said?
quote he
Really?
said. Yeah.
Really?
I start off with a small loan for my dad for $1 million. But
That's a very that's a very left statement.
I'm not sure.
How rich
But,
do
like-
you have to be?
I know to have $1 million to be small. So like,
That's a lot of freaking money.
you can do anything if you have the best luck in the world and you work harder than anyone. Then you can probably do anything.
I think
But-
the most important part of that is the luck.
Yeah, Brian Johnson is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Good example of luck.
He found just
Yeah.
the right woman to
Um,
love his
seduce.
style
To seduce with his little bald head.
of.
Yeah.
His terrible story ideas.
But I do not have good luck, so I'll probably not buy Disney. I'll leave that up to you guys.
Most likely not. I don't think we will either, unfortunately.
No, I'll run your hot dog stand.
I would if I buy Disney, I will I'll probably do a few things to set some things straight. I guess maybe undo some of their
Yo, the first
the
thing
laws they've put into place, and then I'll just disband the whole thing.
I do. First thing I do, get rid of
After I
that
get
stupid
money.
Disney vault that they always
Uh-huh.
talked about when I was a kid.
Uh-huh.
What's that all about? I don't like that.
Not a fan.
But hey, okay, we should wrap up this podcast. That's been turning into a ramble cast.
First episode
for the
man,
past 2
every
hours.
podcast is a ramble cast.
And that's the idea. It's like radio, except it can ramble.
Dead air.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
That
Love you.
was a lot of fun.
Yeah, as we say at the
in
end of every
conclusion-
episode, love you, miss you, want you, but
not that
But not that much.
like and subscribe. Yeah.
Smash that bell. Get out of here, you two goofs. Real pair of stooges in here. Jokers. Joker 2019 sponsor. See it in theaters now. Maybe. I don't know. Is it still in theaters?